Hey y'all, it's the Lady CPA. Actually, we rebranding, girl. Yes, y'all. We are rebranding, and this is the first time in actually quite a while, y'all, that I've made a YouTube video for the channel. But I wanted to announce personally, y'all, the rebranding of the Lady CPA Network to the Lady Collective. See, many of you know, or as some of you know, right, I am a CPA. What is that, child? Certified Public Accountant. But when I started the Lady CPA Network, it was never about counting. It was always about women, y'all. Professional women, right? Women who are professional, right? Women who are confident, women who are accomplishing everything that we do every day, y'all. And see, a lot of times we will get what I like to call pigeonholed. And it's not, it is kind of pigeonholed, right? By what it is that we do. And we are so much more than that, y'all. We are so much more than what it is that we do. So I definitely wanted to revamp, y'all, the Lady CPA Network and make it a collective, right? So it's the Lady Collective. Why? Because we are all different, y'all. We come from all walks of life. However, collectively, we're a community of women who just are high achievers, y'all. But we know in order to achieve, child, what does that look like, right? You have to know who you are, right? You have to, it's the total woman is what I like to call it, or the total experience of you. That's all it is, y'all. It is the total experience of you. And when you realize that, guess what happens, y'all? You embrace the totality of who you are. You're not just your career, right? You're not just your credentials. You're not just your degrees, right? You're none of that. You are all of it, right? You're none of it, but all of it, all at the same time. Why? Because you are you, right? You are healthy, you are wealthy, you are spiritual, whatever it is that you believe in, y'all. We are still all the same in that we all want to be the total embodiment of who we are. So let's talk about it, y'all. So we are rebranding, y'all. The Lady CPA is the Lady Collective, right? I want to provide you with the highest, right, content available for you to grow on all areas of life, right? I'm a CPA, right? I've 18 years I've owned my firm, y'all, 7-figure CPA firm. I love what I do, but that's not the totality of who I am, right? I made Forbes, y'all, 2 years in a row, right? 2024 top 200 CPAs, 2025 top in the state. And we got another announcement coming, y'all, in January 2026. I can't say nothing about it now, but I say that, y'all, all of the achievements, right? Everything that is taking place in my life isn't just because I'm a CPA. Isn't just because of my firm. It's because of who I am, y'all. It's your frequency. And this is why I wanted to change the dynamic, y'all, of the Lady CPA Network to the Lady Collective, because we have to embrace the total woman, y'all. What does that look like? Your grind, yeah. I don't care if you're a pastry chef, right? Someone, you could be a pastry chef, you could be a culinary arts, whatever it is that you do, right? That's only a part of who you are, right? The grind is what we have to do to reach a certain level of wealth, right? But it doesn't matter, because without health, you can't be on the grind, right? Without believing in a higher power, whatever that power is, your purpose is within it, right? So you still have to believe in it. And what we are now embodying at the Lady CPA Network, y'all, is the totality of the total woman. Whoever you are, wherever you are, it's all about your health, your wealth, and your spirituality, not just one aspect. So there are a few things that we're doing, y'all. What is that? Enlightening each other, right? So you'll now see more content that has to do with the total person of who you are, your spiritual well-being, loving yourself, pouring into yourself. We are love the things that we have, but they do not determine who we are. I'm seeing somebody letting go of attachments, like throwing away jewelry, y'all. Somebody, you clearing away your jewelry, child, you cleaning out your closet, I don't know. But I'm seeing attachments, and they just all going up in the air. And what you're learning is that you are not a label. You're not your career. You're not your next promotion, right? That KPI is a measurement for their company, not your success. Hello, y'all. That KPI is a measurement of their company, not your success. And when you realize that, you'll also realize that that's not who you are anymore. They can only measure you against their standards. But what about the standards you set for yourself? Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. What about the standard you set for yourself? So what we're understanding, y'all, is we all have a deep knowing. Yeah, I just saw a deep knowing for somebody. It's like you have this deep knowing that there was something more, right? There's something more. Y'all look at my little braid. My little braid look like a little snake hanging over there, y'all. Yeah, watch the snakes is what I heard. Yeah, I just heard that too, y'all. Yeah, because you have this deep knowing that there is more for you in life, y'all. You're just not your job, right? You're not just the grind of everyday hustle, right? You're not the 60 and 70-hour work weeks. What is that? Y'all haven't done that in so long, right? Like, I run my firm, y'all, 7 figures, that I work maybe 10, 15 hours a week. Why? Because I scaled, y'all, and I set myself up for success. Let us I can't even get it out, y'all. Let us set you up for success as well. What does that look like? Understanding who you are. Does your vision for who you are align with your job? Right? Does your job align with your spiritual purpose? Right? Does everything align for you? Because when you get in the frequency of alignment, that's when abundance comes in, y'all. Forms don't matter until I'm aligned, right? And when I became aligned, every acknowledgement, y'all, every achievement is there for you, right? But it starts with you becoming aligned with what? Who God wants you to be, or who you want to be, who the universe wants you to be. I don't care what y'all believe in, y'all. I don't get into the politics of it all, but I get into you. I understand energy, y'all. I'm a huge believer in the law of attraction. And when you're a good person, the good energy that you put out absolutely comes back to you. And then you will have a community of people around you to support you. And that's what the Lady Collective is about, y'all. We are a community of like-minded men and women, right? This is just a collective of people who understand the total purpose of you, which is your health, your wealth, and your spirituality. You're not the next KPI, right? You're not the next performance review. You are none of that. That is only a portion of who you are. And when you understand the totality of who you are and what it is that you can accomplish by just knowing who you are. Now, if you don't know, come on, y'all, schedule a life coaching session with me. I do that, y'all, right? Go through and we understand who we are so that you can build the life that you desire for yourself. It starts with you first. And if you don't understand you, then how can you possibly understand how to reach or walk or climb the corporate ladder, right? If you don't understand you as a person, how can you scale your business to get to the next level? You can't do any of that until you understand you. And that's what the Lady Collective is about. No longer are we marginalized by degrees, by certifications, right? But we take everything that we've learned, y'all, our community, right? The things that we put out into this world, right? Releasing the attachments to labels, to stereotypes that you can only be one-dimensional. No, we are multi-dimensional. And even myself, y'all, that's why I rebranded the Lady CPA, because I'm more than just a CPA, right? I have a whole spiritual business, a practice. I have my own personal faith, beliefs, and things that I desire for myself, right? But if you don't understand that and you only see one aspect, y'all, the sun is right there, y'all. So I hope that the lighting is okay on this video. I'm outside. I spend a lot of time outside, y'all. My laptop's right here, girl. Look. We work, y'all, right here outside, right? You find that you can do things in your life that still bring you a balance of who you are, and that allows every good thing that you desire to come towards you. You're not sitting at a desk 24/7, y'all. Those times are over with, right? Sweating and working 20, 40 hours to retire off of what? Off of whose job? Right? Retirement you can't take with you, right? A retirement, a paycheck isn't inheritance, right? You can't pass the job down, right? So what I encourage everyone to do now, right, through the Lady Collective movement, is to embrace the totality of who you are. If you have a 9-to-5, work it. But while you work it, let's come up with a plan, right? So that you can sustain the wealth. Because when the job, or look, when the government shut down and your checks start coming, you gonna wish you had a plan B. Many of you, you're already being impacted by that, right? So we have to learn how to work together, y'all. I feel like the lighting is gonna be so horrible on this video, y'all, but we're gonna work with it. I'm gonna post it anyway, y'all. But I'll be coming back now, y'all, with more content regularly for the Lady Collective, right? At least 2 or 3 days a week, just to empower you. How are we going to move forward, right? You're not your KPI. You're not your next performance review. You're not even the credentials that you have. I'm not a CPA. That's only a part of who I am, right? That is not the totality of who I am, child. That's only God's purpose in me. I'm trying to move, y'all, because I feel like the lighting is horrible, but I'm sorry if it is, y'all. I'll do better next time, y'all. Love y'all, and light from the Lady Collective.